back, cozy travelers. If you are new to my video, thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're coming back, I want to welcome you back. As you can see, I just got back from a trip. I went to Japan for 10 days, specifically with the goal of going to the Tokyo International Pen Show, and I gotta say, overall the show was really fun. I did take a few clips of the show. I honestly had hoped to do more, but there was so much to do in such a short amount of time that it kind of got away from me a little bit. But for now, you hear those clips, and then after that we'll talk about the show briefly, and then obviously the haul. So we'll see you back in a second.
Hey guys, so obviously it's not a top-down video today because I'm actually in a different location, and specifically Japan. I'm going to be doing some stationery shopping today, mostly doing some stationery shopping before going to the Tokyo International Pen Show, and so that's going to be after some small shopping and then pen show, and then I'm going to do some more stationery shopping. So the next clip should be me at the pen show.
Alrighty, so the actual pen show lasts 3 days. It is from the 1st of November and then those consecutive 3 days. So this year it landed on November 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, which was a Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And based on my itinerary that I had set up for me and my partner, Saturday was really the only big day I could go, and that was unfortunately the shortest day. It was from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. and in between that I had, well, not in between, towards the end of it, I had an appointment for one of the items I'm going to show, and that was at 4:30. So I really only had from 1 to 4:30 to do all my shopping. So thankfully I did make a list, and that was one of the pointers I had thought of when my initial thoughts. I had actually put up a clip on my Instagram story, and actually there should be a bunch of my clips from my trip and all the stationery stuff I did. So if you're interested, click the link to my Instagram and just go to the highlights. There's a 2025 Japan trip highlight section. But the pen show was really fun. It was really easy as a non-Japanese speaker. I know very like small amounts to like say like hello or where something is, but for not knowing much Japanese, they were very accommodating. I showed them my QR code, and they saw that I was slated to enter from 12 to 12:30, because the way they did it is when you purchase your ticket, you get a number, and that number corresponds to where you could line up when you get there. So I think I was like 111, and so when you got there, there was sections where from 1 to 100 would be 101 to 200, like it would be section like that, and then that would make it easier so that people could go in. And once I got checked in, they gave me a pin. They gave me the pamphlet, which was cut up already. It's in my junk journal already. And I believe there was, oh, and a wristband. They gave you a Tokyo International red wristband thing. And you got online a second line, and that second line corresponded to what floor you wanted to enter. So there was 2 floors. There was the 4th and 5th floor. And depending on who you wanted to aim for, because there was some vendors that you had to get a numbered ticket from, meaning first come, first serve, basically. So I didn't really have anybody. I did have a pen in mind I really wanted, well, technically 2, and so those were on the 4th floor, so I lined up to get onto the 4th floor, and then after that you could go between floors, no problem. So getting in, you entered through a lobby, and then there everybody was laid out, and that's very typical pen show layout. So it's like rows of the vendors, and they're by letter, so there's like row A, B, C, D, going so forth, and going up to the 5th floor. So that was great. The things, it felt a little narrow, not super, like there was people could still get through. So that was good. And for picking, whatever floor you picked first is probably the least busy, and then got more busy as the day went on. So like, I think if you popped into the 5th floor, the 4th floor became busier later on in the day. And then we did 4th floor first, the 5th one was more busy. So there was that. But everything was pretty much handled really well. I managed to, with a lot of Google Translate, communicate with the vendors, because some did not speak English, which is totally okay. This is a Japanese show, and although it is international, like, I'm not expecting them to speak English, so just keep that in mind. Maybe know some basic phrases specifically about fountain pens, maybe know some colors or stuff like that. One phrase I really wanted to learn was asking like if I could take videos and photos, and that got me pretty far in filming a couple clips that I thought maybe I wasn't allowed to. And some places did have like a big sign that said no photos or videos, which again, totally fine, but it always is really like appreciative if you just ask them and they'll tell you yes or no. So that was good. Interacting with a lot of the vendors was really sweet, especially since it's not a lot of people you'll interact with in the States. So I was really appreciative of that interaction with them, and kind of just chatting in the little bit I could with some of them about fountain pens and pens and what interested me about the hobby, especially if you're someone who's in the States traveling all the way to Japan just for a pen show. So they were all like very like, whoa, like I can't believe you'd come here for this. And I was like, yeah, like that's such a fun hobby and such a fun memory to make there because of it. So that was really fun. There are a lot of vendors. So one key thing I would suggest is on the website for the Tokyo show, look at the vendors. Go briefly through them if you have to. Maybe go based off of like if you're looking more for pens, more for inks, glass pens. There's a lot of glass pen makers. And just make a small list. Like you'll see everybody, but just make sure you have a list, because a lot of vendors were cash only, meaning you got to take the money out and have it in hand to pay. If you go really fast at the beginning, you might miss out on a really cool thing later that you were kind of hoping you would gotten and not have cash. Thankfully there were a decent amount that accepted card, but just keep it in mind that it is still very cash based, and so make a list, see who your more priority vendors are, and then get that, and then walk around maybe, so this way you don't feel bad about missing something out if you didn't see it and then didn't have the money to pay it. I'm trying to think of what else was at the show. So it was definitely make a list, bring cash, know some phrases, doesn't have to be perfect Japanese, but know some phrases, and take breaks. There was a really beautiful, I'll post a picture here, right outside the 5th floor was like a balcony area overlooking the bay, because the building was located in Hamamatsusho, which is a bay type of city area. And so it was really nice. Stood outside for like a little bit, kind of showed a quick haul on my Instagram, and then I hung out with a friend that was actually at the pen show as well. And there we just kind of walked around one more time, made sure we didn't miss anything. There was a really tiny stamp rally where the pen show stamp would be in 3 parts. So it'd be the top of the stamp, the actual tips area, and then like the bottom of it. That was really fun. I got a few of those to put in my journal and then just kind of have as a memory. And yeah, I think it was a really fun event. There was a lot of English speaking people there, like attendees. So if you want to make friends, I think that's a great way to go about it. I did bring stickers from the Cozy Travelers group and was handing some out to people as like my form of business card, because a lot of them give you, and I just thought in return it'd be fun to do that. But all in all, really fun show. If you're able to go or you're in Japan at the time, definitely go. The price for the tickets was really inexpensive, albeit the yen to USD is in our favor. So I think Saturday tickets were about like $25, and then it went down if you went Monday. I think it was like $10 on Monday. So really inexpensive, really fun. If you want to go the longer days, that'd be Sunday and Monday or the second and third day were the longest. So keep that in mind. But all in all, that's my overall quick, brief cliff notes of my thoughts of the show. Now let's get into the haul. So the first thing I picked up, and most of these I have not used yet. I got off the plane like less than 24 hours ago and was like, okay, I want to make sure I put this out because my schedule of every 2 weeks lands on this weekend. So I was like, let me get this going. But the first thing I picked up was the pre-order for the show's pen. It was this, I think it's a Pilot, yeah, a Lightive. Cute motive of the penguin, because the pen show's motif is a penguin, like the mascot. And so it has this on it. I haven't actually opened it yet, so let me get this open. So here is the pen itself. It is a simple clear body pen with black accents, and it says Tokyo International Pen Show. I did wish they kind of went a little bit further with the motif and maybe either added a little penguin or at least the year. So that would have been kind of cool, like Tokyo International Pen Show 2025. But overall, really fun, cute pen. It wasn't super expensive. I think it was like 15 USD. I can't remember, and I don't remember if I have the receipt. And I tried to check the site just now and it wasn't up anymore because the pen show had passed. But I think it was roughly like at most $20. So it wasn't crazy expensive. It is a Pilot, so I do have a cartridge for converter for it, sorry. And so I'm gonna hopefully ink that up with a really fun color. They did give you an option for a fine or medium nib, and I went medium. Okay, next up is my pen from Arclayer. I had really wanted this pen. In this case, it's really cool. I really wanted the pen after seeing this brand at the DC pen show. I wasn't actually there, but I saw videos of people's walkthrough and this brand came up, and I really liked the pen. I thought the style of it was really cool, and I had like a vision of like what ink I would want to put in it. And so that was one of the first people I think it might have been the second person. It was on my list of priorities for me to get to. So I was like, oh, you're gonna be at the pen show, so let me head over and look at this cool case. It's really cool because like when you close it, it kind of just self-closes. So that's really cool. But the pen I got from them is their eyedropper. And what they do is they do 3D printed pens. So this is the pen I got. What's really cool is I had my eye on their red one, like the body was red, and they did not bring that model with them to the show. They only had, I think, blue and maybe green, or like a purple and a blue. And they're like, well, we just debuted here the full clear body. And I was like, wait, that's actually perfect, because before with the red body, like regardless of what ink you put in it, it was always going to be red because the outside body instead of clear was red. So now that it's clear, whatever ink color you put in it is what you're going to be seeing. And I thought that was a lot more of the vision I had. And so yeah, I was absolutely amazed. Again, this is 3D printed. And what's cool is that you have this double helix shape in here. And this is an eyedropper. So with an eyedropper, you're going to open up the body and put the ink directly into it, and that'll, with gravity, if you flip it over, will push the ink down. You would just need to put little silicone grease, which he put on when I was there, and so that helps make it a tight seal and no ink will come out. It doesn't have a back end opener like some pens do, where it lets the air kind of push in. So this is just, I think based on the shape of it, helps push down. And with this one, I got a Yovo medium. But really glad I was able to finally acquire this. And it's funny enough, once I got this pen first and then picked up this, I realized I have now two very similar pens, but special in their own way. So got those two. Those ended up being my only full pen purchase at the show, which was a little surprising because there were so many pens available, but I feel like for what I was looking for, they weren't like the color schemes or the vibes that I wanted. So I didn't get any of the exclusive pens at the show. And one of them that was there I actually already have, which was the exclusive from Ishimaru Bunkudou, which is the Tsushima cat. It's the brown one with the little cat on the nib. So I already had that pen. If I didn't, I definitely would have gotten it at the pen show itself. But next up, let's talk about what I got at Tachikawa Company. So that is this, and that is this box here. So I am not a big glass pen person, mostly because one, I'm scared I'm gonna break it, and then two, the nib itself is stuck in a specific way that I don't know if I'm gonna want to always write in a medium or always want to write in a fine. And so having that ability to swap out was more of the reason why I didn't like glass pens. And so this set kind of solved that. And what I mean by that is it is actually a nib set. So these are the nibs that come with them. It's really gorgeous nibs. All different shapes, sizes, style, and you could get pretty much any nib. And then, what is in here? More information about them. And yeah, this is the piece of resistance. Gorgeous glass body. Has the tip with the metal piece that holds the nib. And then it comes with 3 exclusive Tachikawa inks and a glass pen rest. Again, I have not tried this out yet, so I'm super excited to see how it works. And actually, you know what? Let me open it up now and let's play around with it for a little bit. Okay, so before I get into testing out the nibs themselves, this cute little booklet came in with the actual pen itself. And the thing with Tachikawa is that they are like a draftsman company, so they're really big with like manga creators over in Japan. So a lot of what they're gearing towards is people who draw with their pens and different nibs. So here you kind of see the nib itself and how hard it could go and like the fluidity of it, the type of line works you could get from it. So this is really fun to kind of just look at because I typically just, when I do, like if you've seen on my Instagram, my Inktober's, they were all done with one size nib. Like I didn't really change it up, but seeing like the different techniques here is really cool. And then in the back it kind of does this little comic on like how to like properly use it and maybe different techniques on how to approach doing like a circle because there is a learning curve with these type of nibs, and I'm gonna write with some of them, and I already know that I'm gonna be needing to just kind of practice with it and see how it feels, like see how the bounciness of it is and if there's like a flex to it. So there's all that. But the other thing I wanted to bring up before I actually test it out is they come with these 3 little samples of their inks. They came with Bordeaux, Cocoa, and Sapphire. So I think for each nib when I try, I'm gonna do a different color. So again, here is the glass body. Get it a little closer and so you can see that really gorgeous spiral. I think this shape called is shell on the box. And then, okay, so then we have the different nibs. So we have the, it says G pen on here, but I think they just mean like the nib. So you have the G nib here. I think this is the Saji pen or the Saji nib. And then you just have a round nib. So we'll start from the left. And the way you put it in is, it has like a, I guess like a catcher for ink, so you can have extra ink in there. And then just kind of slide it into the slots there. Yeah, there we go. So it'll be like that. Awesome. So let's start off with Bordeaux. I'm trying to get enough ink on both sides. All right, let's see how this goes. So we have this is the G-nib, and oh yeah, there is flex of this one. It's a little bit hard too, so let me see if I could get a good amount in here. Get really skinny. There is a lot of feedback on this as well, but that is pretty common with especially Japanese pens. There's feedback, like if you've had a sailor, and I wouldn't say this is comparable to that, but it's really nice. Yeah, you could definitely hear that feedback. But cool, that's the G-nib, and this is the I think. This is with Cocoa. Okay, and then to pull out the nib, just make sure you're holding it from the side and you could wiggle it out. Because if you try to push it from the back, you could accidentally slide this part. Alright, cool. So next we're going to be trying the Saji. Pretty sure this is Saji. From the side. And for this one, we're going to try it with Bordeaux. Again, trying to dip it enough so that it gets on both sides. So this one is, oh yeah, this one's really thin. Tachikawa. Saji nib. Oh, I feel like for me this one's really gorgeous for script. Let me just. Oh yeah. Okay. Same big down strokes, skinny cross strokes. Let me see if there's any flex to it. Oh yeah, there's some flex to it. Oh, I really like this nib. Oh yeah, okay. So, of the two so far, I really like the Saji nib. It does look very intimidating, but honestly, I feel like this is a lot more friendly with writing. Whereas, like, I felt there was a lot more feedback and resistance with the G-nib. But the Saji one, very smooth. You could write in more directions as opposed to the other one, I feel like. But yeah, that was fantastic. I really like that one. Oh, let's just clean my nib out before I put the ink color. So this one is with is Bordeaux with an A? Yeah, AUX. AUX. Oh yeah. Okay. Whew. Really enjoyed that one. Like I don't know how many times I'm gonna say that one, but that one was really good. I like that. Okay, so again, hold it from the side, wiggle it off. I'm gonna have to find a little space to put these because I really want them to keep safe. What I might do maybe is just even cut the card out and just like cut these out and put these in like a little tin or something. I did get a tin in Japan that I didn't know what I was gonna do with, but this might actually work out for that. Okay, and then the last one is the round, which actually I think is based on the fact that the base of it is round as opposed to the nib. So this one's probably the smallest one we have. Make sure that's pushed in. This one looks crazy. This one's super skinny. Okay. And for this one, let's use Sapphire. Okay. Oh, okay, so this one, I feel like has the most feedback. There's like a lot more of a almost scratchy, because there's a fine line between scratchy and feedback, but I feel like this is like right on the verge of almost scratchy for me, just because of maybe the way I hold my pen, or just the way maybe this pen is meant to be used. Again, I'm gonna probably look at the notebook and kind of see the recommendation for my techniques on this one, but let's see. Oh yeah, really skinny. And you could hear that feedback. Not so much, it's more feedback here and more scratchiness here. Which makes me feel like maybe this is more used for downstrokes. Yeah, like instead of doing something that goes up, this is more meant to do motions that are in one stroke going downwards. Let's see. Like hair maybe, like if you're doing hair, like strands or action lines. Hatch work too, like if you're doing shading with hatching. I don't know how. Yeah, really nice. I will say it's probably my least favorite of the three. I think it goes the Saji nib, the G nib, and then the round one. But honestly, I do see, let me see if there's, yeah, like I said, there's flex on all three of them. This one probably having the most to me, then this and then that one, or this one and the round one. But yeah, overall, really enjoyed the nibs that came with this. The other reason I also really was interested in seeing this Tachikawa glass holder is because I do have other nibs at home, and I wanted to see if that would also fit in this pen. And so let me take out some of my Kakamori nibs. Just put this back so I don't lose it, because that one that one's the easiest one to lose. Okay, so here I have two nibs. I have the Kakamori dip, and then I have the other Kakamori, which looks more of like that bullet shape. So these are both held in the Kakamori wood holders, the mini ones. So with the round one, that is looking like a negative. Okay, so the big one does not fit at all, so that's okay. Put that back in here, and then let's give this one a try. Okay, this one I have more faith. Oh yeah, see? So now I could also use my Kakamori steel dip one in my Tachikawa glass holder. Oh, so pretty. Alright, so I'm gonna put these aside because I actually really want to swatch these. And I'm just gonna leave my glass pen on the side, and this little holder, it's so cool. The other really big purchase I did was actually something that you had to sign up for before the show, because a lot of the slots were fully gone by the time the show came around, and that was setting up an appointment with Mart, M-A-R-T, who is the creator of what's called the mascara nib. And that name alone, you're like, your interest is piqued, like, what's a mascara nib, right? And so I had looked online, and even his site doesn't have a lot of information. I only really heard about it from friends, and also like in the pen community, and a couple of people's videos from their interaction at the pen show. And so I had kind of seen this floating around, and I was really fascinated by it. So I signed up for the slot at 4:30. So at the end of my day, whatever damage I'd done, the last thing I would be getting was this pen, or holder / nib. And I had originally planned on getting just the plain body. So I think I took a picture, so I'll put it right here. But when I went, Mart actually said, oh yeah, we also have new bodies that are more decorative if you want to see them. And I was like, sure, because I wasn't really going to do the wood grip. I was just going to do the regular acrylic body. And when I saw the ones he was talking about, I knew I was in trouble. So safe to say I went that route. And when you see this, you're gonna be kind of, I guess, just as shocked and amazed as I was at how intricate this is. So without further ado, here is the body of my new holder for my mascara nib. It even has a thing so I could literally like keychain this somewhere. But look at all that like decorative accents to it. Oh, so amazing. And so the reason that he sets up an appointment is because he wants to see how you hold the actual pen. In this case, I needed to find the comfort area of where the pen would be held in my hand because of all the shapes and stuff on it. But once that got done, he adjusted it and made sure that I had enough space to work with. So we did that, and then let me show you what the actual nib itself looks like. Isn't that absolutely amazing? So what's the main purpose of this, or like to my knowledge what the main purpose is that it's supposed to be a really gorgeous multi-usage swatch tool. So if you see here, there is a flat side and then a slightly more angled up side, because this side you could do a broader even swatch, and then when you angle it up higher you could do a narrower consistent line. And on some of them, because there's different versions of this, somewhere you could actually even tilt it further and write with the tip of it in either I think it was a fine or a broad. I didn't really need that aspect of it because I have dip nibs that I like to consistently write with. Same reason why I don't really use the Kakamori for doing my swatches for my inks or like when I do my samples, because I like a consistent line based on like what pen I'm using. And sometimes when it's too juicy with these type of nibs, it feels inconsistent and not used to like what my pen's gonna be like. So that's the only reason I tend to stick to like this tool, or even the Irotsushi one, which I don't know where it is right now. Oh, it's right here. The Irotsushi one, where I can control if it's a fine nib, medium nib, like that I like. So with this one, I just wanted to get the one that could swatch. Here is the card that I got, and this is the artist who did the actual body. So I'm gonna leave it up on the screen in case you want to see their stuff. It was so cute. She was there and she was so happy when I told her like I was really aiming just to get the regular body, and then I saw her pen like themselves, and I was like that was where I was gonna go. And she was like, oh my god, like thank you so much for buying it. Here's more information that I got, the same card. And then really cute kind of information on how it works and like how you're supposed to dip it, how you're supposed to hold it. Like you don't want to hold it too angled. You want to hold it straight down, and you don't want it like elevated off the page. You want it as flush as possible on both ends. Like don't raise it too high, don't raise it too low. And then really cool memorabilia that I didn't even know was in here, which is a stamp, and it's the actual mascara nib as a wax seal. So this is really cool. But yeah, let us test this out. I want to do it with the ink that I have because I want to show all the other colors separately. I'm trying to see what's close to me. Let's see this one. This is another Japan exclusive ink that I got from a friend, so let's just do this one. And what I'll do is I'm gonna at least just write down what it is. Alright, let's test this out. So in the instructions it says to submerge it basically all the way to the metal body. Okay. And then, alright, let's do this. So there's definitely a learning curve. Let me try it. Okay, so you definitely have to press harder than you think you do, because I think with And I really get like one good swatch across. Yeah, there we go. Let me see if I can get the top one. Okay, so as you've seen, I'm really kind of practicing with it. So if you do the top swatch angle, you're gonna get a darker line, and if you do it more towards the bottom angle, you get more of a consistent lighter color. So it's really gonna take me some time to get used to how to hold this, but man, is that just fun to do. Yeah, I think once you really get the hang of like where to hold it, like this tool is just kind of fun. And honestly, right now it's the most extra thing I have to swatch colors with. But I really like that you could get one consistent stroke, and I'm probably gonna keep practicing so that I could get it across the board. But it might not be, maybe I'm just holding it for too long, because I think if I held it from there to there, it would keep a consistent line and stop kind of more of where I needed to stop, as opposed to going like from wide to narrow. But yeah, overall, I really like the tool. A lot of the stuff I got, like, it's not stuff that I could easily get here in the States. And the only way you could get the mascara nib is if you book an appointment with Mart at a show. So he could see how you hold your pen and kind of customize it to you. So I think that in itself is a really fun experience. And the fact that this was available when I went was just kind of like the perfect end to the day. Yeah, seriously, so cool. Okay, right before we get into the biggest part of the haul, which for me was inks, I want to briefly talk about some miscellaneous items that I also got at the show. First one is this cute little pouch, drawstring pouch from Dropouts. This is their ink logo for their milk ink, which is like a white based one, along with the sticker, because I didn't get the ink because I don't really have much use for white ink, but I thought it was super cute and wanted to at least get something to commemorate that ink, so I got these. Next, I got some notebooks, one of which I'm using and was just using now to do the swatching of the pens. These are by a brand called Eggnworks. They do a lot of collabs with artists and release this really nicely bound book with let me double check the name of the paper. All right, double check. So it's called Light Cream KonMari paper, and these are in a B6 size. I really wanted to test out the paper because it's really smooth, not super thin. I think it's 82 GSM. Okay, so I was trying to see if I could find if there was a paperweight for these, but don't see any on the site. It just says the type of paper it is, which again is a light cream KonMari paper, which is used for notebooks, very suitable for high capacity drawings and really suitable for fountain pens, ballpoint, and pencil. The cover is done with the letterpress printing, and the binding is a Japanese binding with threading. So that was really fun. I got two of them. So I got this really pretty one, and the cover is really nice and sturdy, and the information for the brand is in here. And then I also got another one because this one's the one I really wanted. This really cute kind of like illustration. It really reminded me of the artwork on the Hobonichi cover, Junida one, if you remember that one from last year. That's what this one reminded me of, so I really wanted to get this one. And then the last thing I got that's miscellaneous that didn't fall into like pen or ink category was a piece from the creator called Flameworks. They are a glass pen maker. I showed a clip at the beginning of their stuff, and all their stuff is beautiful. If I had the money, and again, if I used glass pens like that, I would have gotten in a heartbeat. But what they did do, and I was really kind of drawn in by that, and mostly because I like blind boxes. But they did a thing where they made like almost like 50 different animals in glass, and they're pen holders, like pen rests, like the ones here on the side. And you could get a variety of animals, and it came in this really nice box. And then I think it was like 40 USD, and I said, yeah, I'm gonna, no, it was 4,000 yen, which was about like $35. So I was like, okay, that is a no-brainer. I want to see what I get. And I ended up getting this really cute kind of like Doberman dog. Like, the work that is put into this is insane. And I think the other animals you could have gotten were like a lizard, a snake, a dragon, a tiger, a cat, maybe a different dog I think I saw on their site. And yeah, so this was such a really fun purchase and a really great way for me to be able to support them, because I love their work. I couldn't shell out the money to buy the pen that I knew I wasn't going to use. So, but this though, it'll definitely be used. Put it on the other side here with the other pen rests. And I'll actually put this one here. So yeah, those are the only few things that I got that didn't fall into the category of a pen or ink. And next, we're gonna do the biggest category and what I did the most damage with, which is ink. Alrighty, so let's get on to swatching here. I've set up the page. I have everything ready to go. Let me just put a clip on here. Okay, all set. All right, so we have the page already here. I'm probably gonna need 2 spreads here, but that's okay. So we're gonna start off with the show exclusive ink, which was this here. The bottle is made to look like a bottle of hot sauce, and actually the card, the box looks like this, really cute. The card that describes the event and the color is right here. Really cute. And looks like a really gorgeous red. There was other exclusive stuff, no inks. It was just this color, the pen I had shown earlier, and then a reusable bag. But I really don't have any more use for reusable bags because I have so many. And so I was like, the pen and ink is perfect for me. So I'm trying to see if I could do it on 1 page or if I'm gonna need a few. Okay, so I'm gonna see if I could get everything to fit in 1 page. Fingers crossed. Okay. Do a line across. And what I'm also gonna do separately off camera is try to swatch it with the mascara nib. I'm gonna be practicing with this, so I think giving it a shot after would be really helpful for me. I'm gonna be writing with my Rotsushi pen. And this is the tips ink called Tips Co. Awesome. So that's 1 ink down. Next up, I have an ink from the company Me Smile. They gave me their business card. Let's see if I could. There. And then some cute swatch cards. One especially specifically made for this color. So I might sample it if it's the same size as my swatch cards. Oh, perfect. It's a little bit bigger, but not by much. So I might sample it on a swatch of TRP and then whatever this is, because this is like a heavier cardstock, so it'd be fun to kind of see the different colors. And then, so the ink I got from them is Tono and Lim's Fruit Punch. There was a lot of Tono and Lim collabs with these companies. I think in total, I think I had like 4 or 5. And this was one of them. So let's open this one up. Okay. And this one has pink shimmer. Really cute color. It's like a peachy, like pinky red. So like a pinkish red, but leaning a little bit more peachy. So it's pretty much everything. But it is so pretty in there. Seeing a little sparkle kind of being agitated in there. So let's sample this one next. Oh, it's a lot more neon than I remember, but so pretty. So this is, oh, I forgot to do my line. There we go. So this is, oh, that is so pretty. Tono and limbs, X. Smile. In Fruits Punch. Oh yeah, I 100% don't have anything like this. It's like almost like very neon-y, but it's so pretty. Okay, I think I'm just gonna keep in the theme of Tono and Limbs colors. This next one I got from Ishimaru Bunkudou. I don't know the name of this one, so I'm just gonna write the collab name. If anybody knows the translation for this one, let me know in the comments, please, because this way I can put the name on the actual label here. Or I could put it on the side here in the notes section. I remember seeing the swatch. I think they swatched on MD paper there, like when I saw their swatch books. So it's gonna be interesting to see what it looks like on Tomoe River paper. Oh, it's really light. I like that color though. I think if you build it up, it'll definitely show up a little bit more. And so this is me. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, so it definitely goes down. There's a really good amount of shading in it, so it has that, like, those light moments, but in those areas where the ink is a little bit more built up, it's pretty legible to me. So that's a gorgeous color. Next up we have two from the brand Papier Platz. I had not heard of this company before, but I think it's pretty big in Japan because I had saw at Loft a good amount of collab stuff with them. Like I had gotten a washi with them. And so these are those two inks that I got from there. And you'll see the name is on the side there. So I got Bukuzan and Saya Matcha. The reason I got the matcha one is I did have the Birmingham Pen Company matcha, but it is very green. And I know that's a weird thing to say because it's like, of course it's green, but it's like too much of like a solid green. Like you're more quintessential like green. I don't know how to describe, like for me it felt like too much like this type of green, maybe even like a little bit lighter. So I really wanted something to be a little bit more like that yellowish green like this. And the only other color I had at the time that's similar to it was Birmingham Pen Company Starfruit. And I ran out of that ink because I only had a sample of it. And of course I don't make that color anymore. So I was like, if I find something similar to it, I'm gonna get it. And so this actually ended up being something pretty close to it. And again, this one is not Tono and Limbs, but it has like a Tono and Limbs-esque body to it. So don't really know who they made the ink with, but oh man, look at that color. That's stunning. Yep. Exactly what I was looking for. Like I wanted that like neon-y kind of green. Now let's see how legible this one is. This one's Saya Matcha. Saya Matcha. Two little lines here. Oh, yeah, super pretty. Excited to see how that looks like dried down. So in looking at this actual bottle when I was taking out of the box, I didn't notice it in the other one, but the thing says made in Korea. So I guess Papier Platz is a Korean brand, which is really cool because I know Tono and Limbs is both, like they're made in Korea, but it's a Japanese and Korean like creators for the ink. And I've really liked Three Oysters, which is a Korean brand. So I'm really been digging Korean formulations for inks. Oh yeah, that's so pretty. Again, it's been like almost like a week and a half since I got these inks. Like I arrived recently, but these inks that I bought at the pen show were like from the first full day I was in Japan. So I really don't remember what some of these look like. So re-seeing these again, I'm just like falling in love again with these things. And this one was Bukuzan. Perfect. Next up is an ink I got with Hachimonjiya. They had so many inks. Both them and Papier Platz had a lot. But I really was like, I was already like 4 bottles deep of ink and I was like, okay, I have to bring this home. So I really try to limit myself to at least 1 ink if I really liked the brand. So this way I was able to spread across who I got stuff from. So this one I got was the Yamagata fruit pack, which is this, I think is the orange or like mandarin. It's a really gorgeous orange. And I really like the cute little drawing on the front. Whoa, this one has like some crazy shading, like immediately once I hit the paper. So I'm really curious on how that's gonna dry. Okay, this was Hachimonjiya and the Yamagata fruits pack. And now that I'm remembering, I'm pretty sure it was persimmon. And it is very much a legible orange, which is great. If you're interested in there, we'll stop it here so you could screenshot it or use your translator. All right, I wish I could say we're at the halfway point, but we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 more inks. So strap in as we get through the next batch. Okay, next up we have this adorable bottle from, I believe it's Pierre Cardin, and they do a bunch of inks with like cats on them. They also did really pretty stamps. They were a little pricier than I would have wanted to pay for stamps, so I just passed on them, but they're really stunning. And if you find them online or if you're in Japan and you see them, because I did see this brand in Loft, I would say pick up a bottle or one of the stamps. Like, that's really gorgeous. So let us see if I can fit this one on the very bottom here. And this one is also a shimmer. I should mark down which ones have shimmers on them because I did forget to do that. Okay, I double checked because I was like, the cursive on the logo didn't look like fully candy, and I'm glad I did because it's Pierre Cardin. So it's not candy, it's I-N, Cardin. Let me just cross it off. Cardin. And they're sold by Muse Pen, so M-U-Z-E pens. And this one is Zero G Latte. Super cute. And yeah, so not only cats, now I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure I saw animals too. So if you have like a dog, I think they have inks for different dog breeds and like different cats. So this one I just really like because it was like a really pretty brown and there was shimmer in it. But yeah, there's different one. Oh my god, there's also a little cow. I didn't notice that one before. Little cow there. But that one is such a gorgeous like brownish gray, and then you add the shimmer to it and I'm just like absolutely sold. All right, moving along, we're nearing the halfway point finally. The next ink up here we're gonna have is 3 that I got from Nagasawa. The exclusive show ink they had was this mushroom cream because the pen show theme was food. So a lot of the stuff that they had was food theme, hence like the persimmon ink. We had the matcha one, the fruit punch, and this one was more food themed. So this one's the mushroom cream. And then they had this really cool gacha machine, which if you don't know what a gacha machine is, it's the ones that you put the coin in and you turn it and like a toy comes out. And they had a machine there that you could basically get ink, like little ink ones. And so the 2 I got were these 2. And I don't know if that the number means it's part of their usual line and this just is like the show exclusive color, like the branding of it, but super cute. So this one's number 69 and this is number 27. There we go. So let us swatch these 3 now. Okay. Interesting. I didn't realize that this was a shimmer ink, or like I didn't notice when I got it. There we go. So this one is Nagasawa. Mushroom cream. Okay, at some point my camera cut out for space reasons, so if I didn't film this, here is the next color I did, which was the Nagasawa Mushroom Cream. That was the exclusive ink that they had for the show, seeing as the show was cookout, like food themed, so that was their version. And then the next two are gonna be this one, which is number 69, and number 27, which is part of the blind box antipasto like setup. Let's see if I have the label for it. Not sure where I put the label, but here are the cute little stickers. So first up, let's do number... So I didn't pick these colors, these are just the random ones I won in the machine. Ended up switching out my pens to go with the Tachikawa one, and this is a fine nib. This is the Nagasawa Anti-Pasta number 69. Really nice green here. That's like more of like the greenish I like too, like that muted, not muted, like more yellowish green as opposed to like a green. Like I'll always be a sucker for this type of green. Okay, the next up is number 27, which looks like it has octopus on the cover. The other one had like olives. Gorgeous. Seriously in love with all the colors so far. Next up is the brand I had brought up before with the milk bottle ink, and that's Dropouts. The inks I got with them, since I didn't get the white one, was I wanted to get their cute like bear apple themed one. And that is this one. And then every side has like a different expression. This one has like the full turn, and there's a side with nothing. But these two are super cute. I don't know if they have names. Oh, I think they do. Okay, so I'm gonna try to Google translate this and write that. Okay, so I start with the green. So the thing says Arakuma green, and the other one's like a Arakuma apple, like a apple red. So I was reading here because it does say, I was looking at the translator, that the Nagano PR character is Arakuma. So that's this little guy here. So it makes sense why the color's named after him. The cute bottles. Ugh. That was the thing, I was really sucker for a lot of packaging, but I did make sure not to try to get similar colors to what I have at home. So I made sure to bring my swatch cards and just kind of compare. And if it was something I had before, if it was a sample, then I would allow myself to grab it. Like for a green like this, I have a sample of it and it's like scented. So the formula is a little weird. But now I have a green bottle of this one, and it's still not a lot. It's only 10 milliliters. Okay. So this is Dropouts. Let me see his name. Aru Kuma. Okay, we'll say this one's a little bit more hard to see, but it's also going to depend on what pen I put in, because this is with, again, with the fine nib. And also sometimes it dries down, but like more legible. And then we have the red. I really hope I have enough space for the last three. I hate when you have to fill in, like, when you do a spread like this and then you're like, I have to start a new page, and I'm like, nope, I won't. I'll just figure it out. Oh, this is a really gorgeous red. And again, I think the most used word of this video has been gorgeous, because I just like, I'm like awestruck every time I see the ink color. Like, it's just so pretty. And my vocabulary leaves me when I'm looking at these inks. Bull red. Okay. This is a stunning red. Fantastic. Alright, it seems like we're going to be wrapping up now with the last three, which is the ones I had done and brought out at the beginning, which was the Cocoa, Bordeaux, and Sapphire from Tachikawa, the set that came with the pen. And let me see, I'm going to try to see if I can make this super small. I have to zoom in just a little bit more. There we go. So let's start with Sapphire. Make tiny little sample spots. This is the Tachikawa. It's a lot more purpley than I would think of when Sapphire, but still a really solid color. Alright, next up we have is Bordeaux again. Guys, I think I'm gonna be just able to fit in that last color. Oh yeah, perfect. Alrighty, and the ink to wrap it all up we have here is Cocoa. which I love me a brown ink, so. Alrighty, that was the last one. You zoom us back out so we can see everything. That is everything I got at the Tokyo International Pen Show. It again was 3 days long, and I only went the first day, but I made the best I could of that day, so I'm really excited about that. I'm gonna let these dry down, and then I'm gonna let you see if I did the large swatch thing, the practice with the mascara nib. So let me show that and then wrap this video up. Okay, so I didn't do all the colors, but I did want to play around more with that mascara nib, and I think I started getting the hang of it pretty well. I think the thing is, I assumed you kind of do it in one stroke, which I think sometimes you can if you got it going, but pretty much don't be afraid to go back over. So like, start it off and then keep going back and forth, and then same for the wider one. Like, I think once you get the ink flowing in, like, you could go back and forth and make like more square, like rectangular swatches. And you can indeed write with it. It's really, really broad, but you could do some line variation there. So that was really, really fun. I'm really glad I got it. It's a really fun experience. It's a really fun, like, conversation starting tool. And then let me bring it up to the camera so we can see all the colors. And coming down around. Yeah, there's some stunning colors here, especially ones that like have really good shading, like the Nagasawa number 29. Some shading in the ZG Latte. I think that's probably one of my favorite one. I think my favorites are the fruits. Trust me, I love them all, but I think my favorite is the Fruits Punch, the ZG Latte, the Apple Red is really nice, and the Mushroom Cream. I really like that one too. So maybe Mushroom Cream, G Latte, and Fruits Punch. Though this one's like a really close fourth, and then that would be fifth. But thank you for sticking around for this probably pretty long haul video. And this isn't even touching on all the stuff I got stationery wise. So that is gonna be the next video I post. So basically a part 2 to the trip, but part 1 being just the show focus. So I hope you're able to stick around and see that one. And I hope you're able to one day go to the International Pen Show in Japan. It's really fun, and it's great to meet people there. I mean, if you're coming from the States, you're already halfway around the world, so you make the best of it and meet new people. So thanks for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and I will see everybody in 2 weeks. Bye.